Hollywood, 1947, a city of dreams, glittering under the California sun. But on a chilly January morning, the dream turned into a nightmare. On a vacant lot in Leimert Park, a mother pushing her child in a stroller saw something strange. From a distance, it looked like a discarded mannequin, but as she drew closer, the horrifying truth revealed itself. It was the body of a young woman, severed cleanly at the waist, her blood completely drained, and her face carved into a grotesque, permanent smile. This was the beginning of the most infamous unsolved murder in Los Angeles history, the case of the Black Dahlia. The victim was 22-year-old Elizabeth Short, an aspiring actress with raven black hair and a captivating smile. She had come to Hollywood, like so many others, with stars in her eyes, hoping to make it big. Instead, she became the central figure in a macabre mystery that would haunt the city for decades. The press, in their typical sensationalist fashion, dubbed her the Black Dahlia, a nickname that would forever be etched in the annals of true crime. The Los Angeles Police Department launched one of the largest manhunts in its history. Hundreds of officers were assigned to the case, interviewing thousands of people. The investigation was a frantic whirlwind of leads, dead ends, and false confessions. More than 50 people, mostly men, came forward to confess to the crime, seeking their twisted 15 minutes of fame. Each one was painstakingly investigated and ultimately dismissed. The killer, it seemed, was as elusive as a ghost. Then, the killer started to play a game. Days after the discovery of Elizabeth's body, the editor of the Los Angeles Examiner received a phone call. A man's voice claimed responsibility for the murder and promised to send some of Elizabeth's belongings as proof. A few days later, a package arrived. Inside were Elizabeth Short's birth certificate, social security card, business cards, and photographs. The items had been wiped clean with gasoline, erasing any potential fingerprints. The killer was taunting the police, reveling in his anonymity. The investigation delved deep into Elizabeth's life. They traced her final days, a confusing journey through the underbelly of post-war Los Angeles. She was last seen alive on January 9th at the Biltmore Hotel, a glamorous downtown landmark. From there, the trail went cold. For 6 days, her whereabouts are a complete mystery, a blank void that investigators have tried to fill for over 75 years. Who did she meet? Where did she go? Those 6 lost days hold the key to her murder. They spoke to everyone who knew her, friends, former lovers, and casual acquaintances. A picture emerged of a complex young woman, often described as a drifter, moving from place to place, relying on the kindness of strangers. She was beautiful and charming, but also troubled and seemingly lonely. She had a penchant for black clothing and wore a dahlia in her hair, which fueled the media's narrative. But behind the glamorous nickname was a real person, a daughter, a sister, whose life was brutally cut short. The investigation explored countless theories. Was it a jealous lover? A spurned suitor? Some investigators believe the killer had medical knowledge due to the precise, surgical nature of the bisection. This led them to investigate doctors and medical students, but every lead dried up. Others suspected a connection to organized crime, but no concrete evidence ever surfaced. The case file grew thicker and thicker, filled with hundreds of potential suspects, but none could be definitively linked to the crime. One of the most prominent suspects was a man named George Hoddle, a respected Los Angeles physician with a dark side. His own son, Steve Hoddle, a retired LAPD homicide detective, became convinced his father was the Black Dahlia killer after discovering incriminating photographs and writings among his father's possessions after his death. Steve's investigation pointed to a man who moved in powerful circles, was brilliant, but also deeply disturbed. He even suggested his father was responsible for other unsolved murders. The evidence was compelling, but circumstantial. Without a confession or definitive forensic proof, George Hoddle remains just another name in a long list of suspects. Over the years, the Black Dahlia case has become more than just a crime. It's a piece of modern folklore, a dark Hollywood legend. It has inspired books, films, and endless speculation. Why does this case, above all others, continue to captivate us? Perhaps it's the stark contrast between the glamour of Hollywood and the sheer brutality of the crime. Or maybe it's the haunting image of Elizabeth Short herself, a symbol of broken dreams. The killer gave Elizabeth a final, horrifying mark, the Glasgow smile, a cut extending from the corners of her mouth to her ears. It was a gesture of ultimate cruelty, a permanent mockery of the smile she had hoped would win over Hollywood. The person who did this was not just a killer. They were a monster who wanted to erase her identity and turn her into a grotesque spectacle. Decades have passed. Witnesses have died. Evidence has been lost to time, and the case has grown cold, frozen in the black and white of 1947. But the ghost of Elizabeth Short still wanders the streets of Los Angeles. Her story serves as a chilling reminder that beneath the glittering facade of the City of Angels, darkness can lurk, and some secrets are destined to remain buried forever. The Black Dahlia case is not just an unsolved murder. It's an open wound in the heart of Los Angeles, a mystery that refuses to die. The original investigators are long gone, but the obsession with the case lives on. Amateur sleuths and professional detectives continue to pore over the case files, hoping to find the one clue everyone else missed. Will we ever know who killed the Black Dahlia? It seems unlikely. The killer took their secret to the grave, leaving behind a legacy of fear and fascination. Elizabeth Short's story is a tragedy that has become a permanent part of American culture, a dark, unsolved puzzle that continues to challenge and horrify us all. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into one of history's most chilling mysteries. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content. Let me know your own theories in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious and stay alert. See you on the next one.